Buongiorno, my dears. Good morning. Buenos dias. This is an amazing moment in our eternity. This moment. Eternity, Yogananda said, can be experienced in this present moment. So I'll see you there. We've always been connected on the other side. And look at us in this side. This is the most difficult side, this 3D HD. Planet Earth, planets like planet Earth, where there's a relativity, where there's a duality. Oh, that makes it quite interesting. But my dears, we get to take a break from that in these streams. So I welcome all of you. Wonder if Lisa and Jim, if you can give us a little peek of Milo at any time if you want to, but you don't have to, and just perk things up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Marty, right? Yeah. Oh my God, these dogs. Can't tell you. Um, so I'm going to share. Look at Marty. Look at Marty. Look at look at that Milo. Look at that Milo. Oh my gosh. I don't know Jim, but seems like he's getting bigger than me. And getting more of a poof too. Yeah. Oh my God. And you looking pretty handsome yourself, Jim. You're glowing, buddy. So thank you so much. This will be our little beginning of our streams now. Thank you, Milo. Love you, Milo. Hello, Ricardo. I saw you earlier. You were online for a while. You're in a house or something. But welcome, my brother, and Cami, welcome, my sister. Oh my God. You know, I'm going to give you a tip. I always give you tips, but I'm going to give you tips today. Hello, Roman. Listen, listen. I still don't have your address. I think maybe you took my thing wrong. I should probably write it out here something if I can figure out how to chat. I don't want to lose the stream though. But yeah, it's Tom at and then soul SOULOFYOGA.com. Tom at Soul of Yoga. All one thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, don't worry about it, man. We're gonna go to another dimension, so there's no worries. And so the hot tip, my dears, I'll tell you, we humans, we can get inspired at times. We can get some insight at times. We can even make some changes at times. But we're on a planet of forgetfulness. Don't forget that Maya is the forgetfulness. And even for me, I had the hot tip is we're gonna be doing a service for Yogananda's guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar. You may not know those names and all that, but um, there's a chapter in the autobiography of a yogi. It's called The Resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. That was Yogananda's guru. Oh my gosh. If you ever want to read about the real 5D consciousness, it's right there in that chapter. Because Yukteswar appeared after his death to Yogananda and told him all about where we're going next. And it's unbelievable. It will change your everything. It's the 5D in fact, what this stream that we're going to do today is going to be about the 5D consciousness. So that's the hot tip. In fact, what I may do is just read it to you, and we'll take a couple weeks. We'll just do a stream, and then the next one we'll pick up where we left off. I might do that because it's as good or better than any material we could find here on the internet. So, do you have that book, Marty? Do you have the autobiography of a yogi? Check it out. The chapter Resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. The Resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. Yeah, go girl. You're gonna find the Garden of Eden in that. You're gonna find the wellspring in that. Narayanji knows. Narayanji knows. So anyway, but let's just listen to this is a this is a 5D state of mind, it's called, and it's about the sovereign flames, the sovereign sparks, like Saint Germain is all about the violet flame, just the spark of spirit. And there's 5 of them. And we're going to look at them. It's all organized, these sparks, these flames. So it starts by saying, let's draw this one carefully from the heart of the forge. You know what a forge is, where I guess you do something with the heat and the steel and whatever, forging. Let's draw this one carefully from the heart. Consider your heart as like a forge where if you spark the spirit spark in your heart, it's going to inflame and bring you a deeper awareness of universal love. And here's another day that we're practicing unconditional love, right? So let's draw this one carefully from the heart of the forge. Let's see what happens to us today. It's called, this flame is called the flame of alignment. The flame of alignment is where the previous fires finally lock into a single current. So there's been other fires that come in. I mean, we exist because of bliss, my dears. Yeah, we exist because of bliss. So I would think that my heart's aflame, as Yogananda said, my heart's aflame, my soul's on fire, just for you, just for you, just for you, my Lord. So the flame of alignment is where the previous fires finally lock into a single current. This is where the inner architecture begins to stabilize. The flame of enlightenment. Let's see where this takes us. Every forge, we could say every heartbeat. I'm just using a little intuition here, kind of going ahead. I haven't read this thing. I just glanced at it and I kind of get a feeling for things. Every forge begins with preparation before the material ever touches the anvil. That's the name, the anvil. Every forge begins with preparation. You just don't throw the thing into the fire, right? Every forge begins with preparation before the material ever touches the anvil. So first, we ignited the flame of presence, Marty, the flame of presence. And again, I'll just come back to the dog. I don't know about you, Marty, but I've already trained myself that dog is God in a little form. And so that's my little flame. That's presence to me. Dog, spelled backward, God. So to me, I use God. I mean, I use the dog to remember the presence. And the presence is always with us. So this is the first spark of the sovereign flame codes, is the flame of alignment. And it begins with preparation before the material ever touches the anvil. So first we ignite the flame of presence, like I'm saying. How is it possible for you and me today to have our minds on the divine? Have our minds on the 5D. Back to the tip, look at that chapter, Sri Yukteswar's chapter, take one little paragraph and you'll have all the fuel. You'll have some codes coming in to help you keep your mind on the divine today. So I'm just saying, what do we need to do to keep our mind on the divine? Anything's better than getting caught up in this world. This world isn't even real, it's a dream. And that's what you learn in that chapter, in the Bhagavad Gita, on the resurrection of Sri Yukteswar, that it's all a hoax. You can kind of hear the politicians, some of them that like to say it's a hoax. It's false news. And it's true. This world is a hoax and it is false news. So, but not the world underneath this, not the bodies. You have 3 bodies. You have the physical body, which we're very accustomed to. Then we have a body of light and energy, which gives life to this physical body. And behind that, astral body, and that's where you're going to learn about the astral world's bodies in that chapter I just mentioned. And then we have a causal body of ideas, of consciousness. So we have three bodies, and they need each of them. We need to master. We need to know what's going on in those bodies, so that we can, pop the cork and have all three of those other bodies of us, plus the physical one, ascend into the fire, into the light of God's presence, into Sri Yukteswar uses the darkless dark, and the light filled light. On the other side, we have no idea. We know what creation is a little bit. We're in it. We're in the middle of it. A pretty physical reality here, material reality here. But what we don't know is where are we going to exist for, and what is it going to look like when we're existing in the bliss, my dears? Which you'll read about is the end goal. Bliss forever. I know, does it sound crazy or not? But the truth is amazing. Once you're able to, put aside all your thoughts about everything, you got to unlearn almost everything. You got to let go and just be in this present moment, so you can align with the presence in this present moment, and things like that, to start to get guided, like you all are. You're guided to be here today, but to the reality. It will change everything. A little drop of reality, a little taste today, a little moment where you feel, that forge is lit up in your heart center, and you actually feel a love that is not physical, and you know it in an instant. It's not physical at all. It is just, you can't even describe it. It's so all encompassing, all embracing, all fulfilling. It's just a little taste of love, a little taste of that reality. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to gain control. I changed the lyrics on that old song. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to gain control. And I think I like it. So, first, we ignited the flame of presence, the ability to stand fully in the eternal now. So that's what the flame of presence represents to us. The ability to stand fully in this moment of eternal now. So presence is the ground, like grounding. It's like grounding your whole three bodies, boom, into Mother Earth, right? You stand fully in the eternal now. And presence is the ground. Without it, consciousness scatters. So without this presence, without this awareness, without aligning our minds with the divine, you know what happens to our consciousness? It scatters. It scatters into past regrets and future projections. If we're not present, if we're not aligned with the mind, and we're in this present moment, just in the now, what happens is we scatter the consciousness, the divine consciousness, the God consciousness, into the past and the future, right? Presence, though, anchors us in reality, where power actually exists. Whew. I'm telling you, chapter 28, I'm going to tell the whole world somehow. Chapter 28, our biography of the yogi, the resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. That's all you need to read. You don't need to go to school. You don't need anything else. Read that. Read that. The whole spiritual path is in that chapter. What we're trying to achieve here, or actually not achieve it, but recover it or remember it, remember who we truly are. I think that's better, right? We're just recovering, unfolding, taking out of its hiding place this divinity that we are. So presence anchors us in reality where power actually exists. Then, once we have that flame of presence grounding us, my dears, it's like you're putting a flag. You're putting your intention or we're going to get to that in a minute, but you're putting your faith, let's say it that way. You're putting your faith, it's like a flag, and you put it into the ground and you make a stand, right? You know, in the people on horses and the horse battles, instead of the battles that we have with bombs and stuff, you know, they carry flags. Flags represented we're making a stand. So presence anchors us in the reality where power actually exists. Then we awaken the flame of attention. So we have presence, then we forge the flame of attention, which is the focusing lens of consciousness. So we don't have our consciousness scattered. We are here and now in the present moment, grounded with our mind aligned on the divine. And now we awaken the flame of attention, which is the focusing lens. Now we get to focus now because of these God glasses, right? Or we could now say the flame of attention glasses, which is the focusing lens of consciousness. So presence places us in the moment. This is kind of cool, I think. This whole thing is cool. Presence anchors us and places us in the moment, but attention determines what we illuminate within it. So we have our attention going. We're in the present moment. We have our attention, our focus, but now attention determines what we illuminate within it. Where, because you've heard this before, where attention goes, where our attention goes, energy follows and power flows. You know, you just look out and just get caught by something. Driving is not a good time to get caught up in something. Something goes by, you got your interest, you know, they say in just a fleeting moment, there's a crash. So, and there's a crash when we let our attention go haywire. So this presence places us in a moment. The attention determines what we illuminate with it. And wherever your attention goes, energy follows and power flows. So where do we want our attention to be? That's up to you and me. Where do we want our attention to be? Oh, there's a zillion things. Devil has a field day with distracting us. Just get us off the groundedness, get off from the presence, and get off from, you know, the attention. Just anything to get your mind so it scatters the consciousness, because otherwise the devil's going to run out of a job, because we're not going to be interested in the lies anymore. Does that sound familiar? What the power to the people? Where our attention goes, energy follows and power flows. Power to the people, right? That's what's happening on our planet, and even the 3D crudest way. There's power to the people coming back. So from there, with the attention, now we're just at such attention that wherever we know we put our attention, that energy flows. So let's don't drain our energy today. Let it flow. Let it be a reservoir, my dear, and the power flows. So from there, we forge the flame of intention. So you have presence, you have attention, and now intention, which is, since we were talking about the focus for the attention, right? This is simple, that the flame of intention is the declaration of direction. Where is it? Where are we directing? Where are we directing our attention? Intention is the arrow placed upon the bow of consciousness. That's pretty cool, Marty, huh? You don't have to follow this, Marty. Just get a whiff of it. Just get a whiff of it. Just get a little whiff of it. Just feel it, Marty. You don't think anymore. We don't think anymore. We feel something here. But I just think this is cool. Presence places us in the moment. Attention determines. All I know is that I want presence. I want attention. I definitely want direction, which is intention. And let's direct that intention is now we place an arrow placed upon the bow of consciousness. Intention places the arrow which is placed upon the bow of consciousness. Intention is the arrow placed upon the bow of consciousness. So now you have consciousness. You got an arrow and you're going to shoot it. Where do you want your consciousness to go? Back to the heart, maybe? Back to your safe place? Back to your peace? Back to your non-judgment? Back to your happy feelings, and just you're rock solid about what kind of day you're going to create within yourself with a little help from your friends. So we place an arrow in there, and this intention is the arrow placed upon the bow of consciousness. It is the moment we decide what we are actually creating with our life force. What we are creating. You got life force in you today. What do you want to create with it? Your creator. We're one with creator. We're the same as the creator. So what are we creating with that life force today, my dears? So you decide, and now you get the flame of willpower. Willpower. The force that carries intention into motion. So now the arrow is in motion through our will. Will is the engine. Will is the engine. It is the inner sovereignty that says, I will move forward in integrity regardless of resistance. Let's march, Marty. We got the flame of will, Marty. We got the flag down in the ground. We're making our stand. We got the arrow pointed in the right place, and the intention puts it into motion, and will fires it. Boom. It is the inner sovereignty that says, I am going to move forward today in integrity, regardless of resistance. Where does the resistance come from? Why do we feel resistance? What is it? I mean, that's a whole subject in itself. Maybe a month's worth of material on that. Where does that resistance, and what is that resistance, and how do we get caught with resistance? Well, it doesn't matter anymore, because we're going to go forward in the year of the fire horse, right? Which is all about motion, taking your good energy, your life force, everything working together, humming. You're humming through life, and you'll see in this resurrection of Sri Teshwar that those people in the astral world live for thousands of years. And you can be in your young body, unlimited supplies of energy. You can stay young. The fountain of youth. Wow. Anyway, that's just such good news, that chapter. I'll tell you. It's just, to me, right now, where I am in life, it just is so good news. And it tells me, hey, I have all his books, Yogananda's books. I don't read them that often because I have all kinds of, I used to have file drawers of quotes of Yogananda, but I couldn't keep carrying them around as we moved from city to city. Anyway, let's light the flame of will, my dears. It is a sovereignty that says, I will move forward in integrity regardless of resistance, regardless of all the other stuff that's going to come into my head and try to convince me to go off this focus and this intention and this presence. All right. I will move forward in integrity regardless of resistance. So presence grounds us. Here's a simple little form. Presence, just you saying, God, are you with me? And he said, are you kidding me? I used to pray, Lord, be with me. And then I realized one day, of course he is. So then I pray, Lord, help me to be with you. Help me to be with you. So presence grounds us. Attention focuses us. Intention aims us, and will moves us. Kind of cool. Little formula. Put it on a cheat sheet so you can kind of look at this little formula, presence. Then you say something to God. You say something to Divine Mother. Just get yourself in the presence. Hook up with the Divine Presence. Focus your attention once you're there. Aim what you're going to use. What are you going to do from there? You're going to aim and let will move you in the direction that you are. If you're going to move and do an errand, do some chores, you move with will. But without alignment, my dears, is presence, attention, intention, and will. Without alignment, these forces can still pull you in different directions. Without alignment. What is alignment? It's just like you're in harmony with. You're in harmony with the laws that operate such a, infinity, actually. Laws that operate everything. The source. Like I often say, unplug from the worldly socket and plug into the source socket. Sheesh. Which gives you alignment. You're just plugged into alignment. And see, in this alignment, these forces can still pull us in different directions. And that is where, even though we're still getting pulled out, Marty, before you know it, it's afternoon, and you wonder, where the heck did the morning go? Then it's getting ready for dinner, and you go, what the heck did I do with my afternoon? Where was I? Kind of thing. But this is an important thing. And that is where the fifth plane emerges. And when you have your groundedness, attention, intention, and will, but you're still being pulled out. You're still being pulled out. You're still got to check the news. You just got to check that news. I think let's just check the news till we're absolutely sick of it. I did a workshop Tricia and I did a workshop once after we got married, and we went in, and it's a famous one, and they had us pair up, and the exercise was you pair up with someone and you start telling them your story. And you go, oh, this is kind of cool. And then they tell you their story. You go, okay, you're listening. And they say, keep going. We did that for a couple of 3 hours. They kept having us repeat our story over and over and over and over again until both of us were completely sick of it. The partner was sick of it. I don't want to talk about my story anymore. I think that was a great exercise. So if you guys still want to check the news, then get sick of it. Just go and check it. Watch it for so long, you go, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. Just as an example. Alignment is the moment when all inner currents move in the same direction. So alignment is the moment. So we have this fifth plane called the nature of alignment. This fifth plane that's forging in our heart, fire.
There's a Bernice Doodle-loos.
Alignment is the moment when all inner currents move in the same direction. Cool? Most people live fragmented lives. Their attention is pulled toward distractions. Their intentions are shaped by fear. Their will is spent maintaining illusions rather than building truth. The result is friction within the soul itself. Oh, look at Marty. Marty had to get her doggy. Hello. Tell me, write his name, Marty. What is his name again? Riley? Not Riley, that was Gina's. You got to tell me what your dog's name is. What is it? Is it Riley? Take off your mute. Tell me the name. You know how to do that? or write it in the chat, whatever. All right. But anyway, thanks for you and Milo got some press today. You got in the limelight today. All right. Let's keep moving along here, my dears. So all those, the people, fragmented lives and pulled in different directions. Tensions are shaped by fear. Will is spent maintaining illusions rather than building truth. The result is friction within the soul itself. Alignment dissolves this friction. When alignment ignites, another way to look at alignment is that whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you decide is all hooked up in the most noble, beautiful truth you can imagine. It's all lined up together. And you go in that direction. So your actions, your thoughts about the actions, your intentions about the action are all powerful, just absolutely in tune with the reality or the truth or or the divine help, the divine grace that's with you. Yeah, and everything lines up. So you say what you mean and you mean what you say. There's no thing out of alignment. It's all one single current. So alignment dissolves all friction. And when alignment ignites your thoughts, oh, it's saying it, and I didn't even read it. When alignment ignites, your thoughts, emotions, words, and actions begin operating as a single current rather than competing signals. You with us, Lori, Cami? I know it's a lot, but boy, you are such a receptive vehicle. You're such a beautiful lighthouse for the planet. Each of you here. So this is why aligned individuals move through life with a strange kind of effortlessness. It is not because their path is easier. It is because their energy is no longer fighting itself with the distractions, with the fractures. It is because their energy is no longer fighting itself. Alignment is coherence, and coherence multiplies power. And this brings you to the inner compass. Alignment does not come from external approval. Alignment comes from integrity with your deepest knowing. So this is all just another way to look at the same thing that we always talk about, right? That's why I may do the whole Sri Yukteswar chapter. Take us a couple of weeks anyway. We'll see what happens. So this alignment comes from integrity with your deepest knowing, my dears. There is a quiet compass inside. It's an antenna. Remember My Favorite Martian? That little TV show, Marty? And then his little antenna went up and he got his messages from the higher ones. Yeah. So we have an antenna. It's also called a quiet compass inside us. Every human being, inside every human being, we have a quiet compass or an antenna that recognizes truth instantly. Yeah. So when you're with people and you can start to feel energies and you have that awareness yourself and you're all aligned yourself, you can read someone like that, but you don't read them in the old way. You don't read them to say what and get into a human kind of mindset with it. You read them so that you can send light and love to the parts of them that could really use some light and love and someone really listening and really caring for them, right? Yeah, you don't use your strengths to analyze. There he is, Martin. Yeah, the physical condition of things. That's over, my dears, because you go into this astral world, there's no physical anymore. We want to have an astral body, and we got to get to know better. And then we have ideas and thoughts and have our consciousness improve, or the causal body, we got to get to know it better. So there's a quiet compass inside every human being that recognizes truth instantly. And it's not intellectual truth, it's resonant truth. Resonant. The body feels it before the mind can explain it. That's good, Lori, huh? The body feels it. Your heart, especially, before the mind can explain it. Because if we betray that compass, we feel the friction immediately. If we betray, there he is. There he is. Marty's dog. Anyway, sorry to get a little distracted by the ears this morning, but and Marty put up her dog. It's not intellectual truth, but resonant truth. The body feels it before the mind can explain it. When we betray that compass, when we betray ourselves, when we let ourselves down, they say that if you don't follow through on your easiest or simplest little intention, the rest come down like an avalanche. So when we betray that compass, we feel the friction. Immediately, that friction appears as anxiety, exhaustion, confusion, and constant resistance in life. The soul knows when it is being pulled off its axis. Alignment is the courageous act of returning to that axis, your axis, again and again. It is the decision to say, my life will move in harmony with what I know to be true. My life will move in harmony with what I know to be true. My life will move in harmony with what I know to be true. Alignment as the bridge between intention and reality. Bridge, alignment between your intention and reality. Intentions alone do not shape reality. Millions of people set intentions every day, yet their lives remain unchanged because their actions contradict their declaration. Alignment is a bridge. So it's when our daily behavior, my dears, becomes the physical embodiment of our declared intention. When our daily behavior, how you are when nobody's around, when you're alone, that gets to be very interesting. What do you do when you're all alone? Do anything you want. The cameras aren't rolling on you, although they are. The cosmic candid camera certainly is. So how can our daily behavior become a physical embodiment of our declared intention? When what you say, what you believe, and what you do begin speaking the same language. How's that? Let's say, believe, and do speaking the same language. What we say, believe, and do, one language. This is where manifestation stops being mystical theory and becomes mechanical law. Because reality responds to coherent signals, not scattered desires. It's like if that antenna is not up, my dears, if we're not grounded and making a stand, putting our flag in the ground and such, the universe can't hear us. They can't get to us. They hear us, but they can't get to us. Because reality responds to coherent signals, not scattered desires. Alignment turns a whisper into a transmission. So, wow, are we really 10 minutes after the time? Holy Toledo. Holy cow. Batman. All right, my dears, let's just I know we got a whole heart full of information. Wouldn't you say, Ricardo G? And all you had to do was sit there, my brother, and it just absorbs into you, into your DNA. Every atom is just saturated with all the good that you could discern from the talk this morning. Maybe one thing, maybe an associated thing came to your mind, and it's just like the key to a happy day or a happier day. Inhale the breath, let's chant an Om, my dear, to seal the deal. Oh, let's send this Om like the Om felt in every heart on the planet. Everybody's going to stop because of this Om that we're singing, and that they will feel something that will just stop them in their tracks, change their mindset, give them some relief from the grief, and put them in alignment with their soul. Inhale, one more. Oh, beautiful, my dears. All right, God glasses, which you already have on, and you're just seeing crystal clarity, crystal clarity. There's so much love pumping in your heart too right now. It's all aligned. Everything is working in coherence with you. It's smooth sailing today, my friends. So we love, we care. Let's just feel that caring in case, the old stuff comes back and catches us off guard and we slip slide and we do this and that. Let's just kind of hold ourselves, come into a hug with yourself, say it's not a big deal, no big deal. Just let it go, and then pull up that antenna, that inner compass, and then let's shine. Let's just shine. Let's just make up for the rest. Let's just make up for all the darkness on the planet. Let's make up for it by just determining to have more light and love shine from us. Right? That's a beautiful shot there, Ricardo. Yeah. So we share this glow. We share what we know. And that's the knowing that is an inner knowing. It's not the outer knowing where everyone's sick of that. Let's just share that real, compassionate, understanding, full of love energy. So it's unstoppable, unstoppable, that it stops people in their tracks. They may not say anything, they may not stop in their tracks necessarily, but it goes into them. And it's a relief. There's a special feeling comes into them. So that is that, my dears. So we're shining. Let's pranam, namaste, and check out if you have the book Autobiography of a Yogi. If you don't, get it and go to chapter. Well, you read it and then chapter The Resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. Yeah. If you like any of this, then you're going to like that even more. All right. So kind of connected there. Yeah. Love you, Roman. Love you, Ricardo. We're getting some guys on here. Good job. It's time for the divine masculine to step into gear, right? Right? Roman, isn't that true? We're coming back. Ladies need to get in charge, and we need to do everything. We got to be gentlemen, right? We got to be the noble knight. We got to just have everything firing, and that's what's happening to us, my dears, whether you know it or not. So love you all, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.